Welcome to this amazing channel, Mwachia Mereze, Odinala Spiritual Consciousness Foundation, where we help you to empower yourself, awakening the powers within you for total liberation from fears, mind enslavement, and poverty. Okay? Bringing solutions to your physical and spiritual problems. In this video today, okay, we are here looking into understanding the spiritual husband in Odinala Spiritual Consciousness. Yes, the concept of, spiritual husband in Odinala Spiritual Consciousness and Cosmology has been an issue that so many people don't really understand. There are more to it. So many people thought that the issue of spiritual husband is a matter only with the waters. Okay? But there are more to it than just, the water bodies. And that is why in the concept of Odinala Spiritual Consciousness and Cosmology, okay, the concept of spiritual husband or spiritual spouse is seen as a complex spiritual relationships that exist in the unseen world. All right? So, and that is why you need to understand what spiritual husband really entails so that you can be able to understand its manifestation in your own personal life and also the purpose and roles that such spiritual entities play in your life. All right? So, the issue of spiritual husband is referred to as an energetic connection, all right, or non-physical partnership, all right, which is often believed to be a spirit or ancestral entity. Yes, some people don't understand that the issue of spiritual husband has to do also with an ancestral entity. You see, it is not just a matter of, previous relationship that have existed in the spirit world. Some are ancestral issue that has to do with a family matter, okay, or relational issue. Because you will see a family where you step into what is happening to a mother is happening to a daughter. The same thing the mother is going through in relationship, the daughter is also going through it in relationship. A sister of the mother is also going through it in the relationship. In fact, a cousin is also going through it in the relationship. Look into your life as well. You see, you're having marital issues. Your sister is having the same marital issues. Your brother is going through marital issues. And you're thinking, if it is my spiritual husband from the water, is it the same thing with my sister? Is it the same thing with my brother? What of my cousin? What of my mother? It's an ancestral entity. It's an ancestral matter. It's a spirit attachment, okay, with such a people. And that is one of the things that many of us don't really understand when we are doing what we call, orumiri, of the spiritual husband. The spiritual husband from the water is not only the matter of spouse. There are more of the spiritual spouse that are not of the waters. That we have discovered in so many people's lives. In the course of Alpha Diobi, Deep Alpha Consultation Reading. These people have done so many spiritual works. In fact, they have gone through Orumini several times. They have done so many Orumini, Ekwangomini, doing the water appeasement, water sacrifice, water rituals, in order to appease their spiritual husband from the water. But at the end of the day, they are still experiencing the same problem. Marital rejections, disappointments, conflicts in physical marital relationships. In fact, having romantic spiritual problems. Yes. Okay. But then, whenever they consult Alpha, the Alpha will still be reading spiritual husband. And they will be so upset. I've done so many spiritual works. Why is he still repeating spiritual husbands in my life? Because the Alpha is telling you spiritual husband, but then have not decoded what type of spiritual husband is this. Because there are different types of spiritual husbands. There are water kind of spiritual husbands. There are the earth kind of spiritual husbands. There is also a spirit attachment spiritual husband. And there is also ancestral entity attachment spiritual husbands. Have you heard of this before? And that is why when you're doing your Alpha consultation, this Alpha must dictate which of the spiritual husband are you going through, or are you passing through, or is having issues with you. All right. Very, very important. So this connection is not about physical attachment. It is a spiritual attachment. So it has more to do with spiritual attachment than, human marriage. That is the physical human marriage. So it is rather spiritual attachment that can influence various aspects of one's life, especially relationship. But there are three areas that the spiritual husbands have influence. Number one is physical relationships. Number two is emotions. Number three is personal growth. All right? So, when you are experiencing a spiritual husband involvement in your life, the three areas that you will be having issues in your life is the matter of relationship, emotions. The kind of emotion we're talking about here is a kind of a disturbance emotion. All right? I mean, you being unnecessarily angry, unnecessarily bitter, unnecessarily moody. In fact, you always find yourself in a moody condition, always worked up for no just cause. In fact, even if you enter into a relationship with somebody, the next thing that happens is that you will not be satisfied with the person. You'll be picking up with the person. I mean, some certain quarrels you will have, at the end of the day, you start asking yourself, or even regretting, why should I even allow this to even be a problem? It's not about you. Something greater than you is playing out in the unseen realm. In the unseen spiritual realm, something higher, something stronger, something bigger than you is moving you to act those ways. So that is why it is very important when you are told that you are having, spiritual husband is your problem. Which of the spiritual husband is the issue? Not that when you are told about spiritual husband or spiritual wife, the next thing that happens to you is that your mind will run straight to Ekwangomini or Irorumini or going down to the water, taking some materials or some items, running down to the waters. And when you do that, what else? There is what is called Dimini, the water spiritual husband. There's what is called Diowa, the earth spiritual husband. that have an attachment with karmic issue in your life. That is another video. Another teaching in another video as well. Coming forth to you. So, don't just conclude that I have a spiritual husband and the solution to it becomes going to the water. No. To a very large extent, majority, if not all, majority of the, water spiritual husbands does not trouble people. But many people have mistaken it to be the source of their problems or the root cause of their problems. And by the time they go to the water, do the orumini, at the end of the water appeasements and all the sacrifice, the experience continues. Because if you give an offering of sacrifice to where it's not supposed, you must surely repeat it. Because you're offering it where it's not where it is, or who is requiring anything from you. So that is why it is very important for you to know that in Odinala cosmology and consciousness, spiritual entities, there are spiritual entities that are of benevolent and also malevolent. So spiritual entities, both benevolent and malevolent, okay, both the good and that which is regarded as the bad, even though they are not bad, all right, they are only playing their role in order to redirect your attention to what is supposed, and you getting to do what you, have in your oath of life, your iyuwa, to get done. But because the actions or the reactions or what they are playing out seems to be adverse or unfavorable to us, we consider those things to be bad. They are not necessarily bad. So, both the benevolent and the malevolent can form attachments to individuals in life. It all depends on what has been, the spiritual condition before your physical incarnation. So it is very important for you to note that a spiritual husband is typically considered an entity that has a deep connection with a person on the spiritual plane. So this spirit could be an ancestral spirit, it could be a deity, it could be, in fact, a spirit guide unto you, and it could be also a karmic, relationship effect playing out on you through a spirit that have assigned that role to be able to pay your karma. All right? Very, very important for you to note. So each and every one of these assumes a role of a partner in the spirit world. And they come into the physical, with their effects. And the issues of your life becomes like a kind of a disturbance. But it's not necessarily a disturbance, rather a helping hand to redirect your destiny and to redirect you in the path that you are meant to go, or the things you are meant to do. Because each and every one of us in this incarnation, we came here to solve a problem. It could be a personal problem, it could be a collective problem, it could be, a family problem that we have incarnated to solve. It could be, humanity problem. Because each incarnation has an oath of life that is meant to be fulfilled. And that is why when you are treading this life and you are not in the part of that purpose or that destiny, there are malevolents that are out who are partnering with you to see to it that that particular course of your life is fulfilled. So they will start giving you what can be seen as trouble, problems, disturbing your peace of mind, disturbing your happiness, disturbing your joy. In fact, hampering your joy, hampering your happiness, hampering the the good courses of your life, so that you will be able to make consultations and begin to search, checking about your life in order to know what exactly is going on with your life. And by the time you find out truly what is actually the problem, those problems cease. Because the reality of life is that you find out your problem and get it solved. Because the truth of the matter here is that if you, as a spirit, do not understand your fate, you cannot be able to undo what is supposed to be undone. So there are so many of us who have been experiencing so many marital problems, but haven't not been directed aright. Or some of us have been experiencing so many relationship problems. You cannot keep a relationship. Somebody will like you today, tomorrow it finds fault on you. Somebody, will promise you we're spending out the rest of our life together. The next thing tomorrow is giving you another, story. Somebody will have sex with you, will be going well with you, talking well about you, feeling well with you. But the next time, immediately you have sex with you, this story of the relationship changes. The person will begin to, give you 101 reasons why he can no longer continue with you. And you are thinking, what actually is the problem? The next time you hear that somebody is against you, somebody don't want you to get married, that is not the truth. But we are not saying that somebody cannot try to block another person's, joy. Such things also happen. But you have to do your deep alpha consultation reading. You have to qualify in order to know exactly what you're believing. Is it true? You don't have to be wallowing in confusion, not knowing what exactly is the problem. Because one DPA or one DP alpha or one alpha consultation have told you a particular solution, and at the end of the day, having gone through it, it was not the solution. The issue is that in the course of that deep alpha, was the true spiritual husband dictated? Because the spiritual husband is not one. It's not about just one spiritual husband, just about the issue of the waters. There are spiritual husbands of due one, which has to do with that of the, earth husband or earth wife. Okay? Talking about spiritual wife. So that you have to completely disconnect with. Okay? While there are also spiritual partners that you have to dislodge. You don't have to appease. You have to dislodge them. Okay? And there are also ancestral entities that are playing the role of partners in the spiritual world. So you need to know, is this an ancestral issue? Or is it a karmic issue? Or is it a spirit partner as my guide? Or is it, a spiritual attachment with any form of entity or a deity? Because if not, whatever spiritual work you do against spiritual husband or for spiritual husband, that solution will not be found, because what the particular entity you're directing your attention to may not necessarily be the root cause of the problem. So, Bafa Domi, Chopota, do your deep alpha consultation reading to find out what type of spiritual husband is troubling you. And in so doing, you will be able to know what the solution is. Everything is not about Orumiri. Everything is not about Orumiri on the spiritual husband context. Okay? The concept of spiritual husband is not just all about to go and do Orumiri, Ekwangomiri, appeasement in the water, and so on. There are more to it than meet the eyes. Okay, it's still your personal person, Dr. Mwachi Yamareza Dibia. Alright? So, if you're just joining us on this channel for the first time, we simply desire from you to subscribe to this channel. Like this video, like this video, like this video. Share this video. You might be helping someone who have been wallowing and crying and weeping overnight, wetting her pillows, okay, because of the problem she has been going through. I mean, they have been conducting deliverances upon you, deliverance upon deliverance, and yet situation continue to be the case in your life. Listen to me. It's not about deliverance. No amount of prayer will solve it, because, you know, what is done is done. Agreements can never be changed simply by mere words of your prayers. It does not work that way. Agreements must be, handled the same way it was entered, according to the spiritual context and the cosmological condition of that particular, agreement. So, and that is why, Bafa Domi, okay, if you have any question, you can send us a message on this WhatsApp handle, 09017818674. 09017818674. We will help you, because we are here to help you, and that's why we are bringing this kind of information to you. Thank you very much. Find the next video talking about the manifestations, okay? The manifestations of spiritual husbands, in order to know if you have this particular problem. Find that video either here or there, and you will surely be able to find yourself smiling once again. Yes, smiling once again. Just like how so many other people, hundreds of thousands of people, are smiling today. You will also smile. All right? So be that as it may, we say it must be well with you. You came into this life in order to be happy, and you will surely be happy. Joy will always overflow over your life. Peace of mind will be your excuse me. Peace of mind will surely be yours in this lifetime. All right? Success in all your endeavors will surely be yours. Okay? We bring you this information, and so it will be. And help us to know, if you love this kind of content we're bringing, type it in the comment section below. I mean, help us to know how you feel about the kind of contents we're bringing. If what we're bringing is not what you need as our subscriber or our viewers, give us the information in the comment section below. All right? So that we will know what kind of content that you want us to bring. What kind of information you want us to bring to you. Okay? Help us to know that. We value those things. Don't just watch this video and move away. Type in the comment section below. Like this video, share this video. It will help this channel to grow, and will also encourage us to continue to bring more information to you. Thank you very much. Oga dịrị maneke, dịrị n'orie, dịrị n'afọ, dịrị na nkwọ, aya na anọ ụbọchị na anọ ise.